Hello, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day 2026. We are up for a lot of tech love, and let's go see what gets our hugs for this time. What have you been up to, Rich?
I tell you, Ryan, when I play around with my Commodores, it's like Valentine's Day every day. So that is the beautiful part about retro computing.
Is I wonder, what if we're down next time I'm down there, maybe we'll have to like paint one of your bread bins red just so you have a Valentine's Day machine.
Oh, and you know I'll do that. You know I've been waiting to totally spray paint a bread bin and make it like totally graffitied out or, graphicked out. I guess I have a Cricut machine. I could make some vinyls even that go along with that theme. So maybe not Valentine's, maybe hackers. Maybe I would like to make a bread bin that has a hackers theme because, that's what I need to watch this Valentine's is hackers. That's what I'm going to do. It's on the books. Lock it in.
Nice. Nice. Glad I could help. Glad I could help. All kinds of good stuff there. I'm looking forward to seeing how that project turns out.
Ryan, what projects have you been working on? Let's talk about what's happened.
Yeah, I mean it's been a little bit. As always, I'm always talking about email. I was getting ready to release something the week, last week before we're recording here, and I found a bug. And I'm like, what? Wait, what's going on? And it felt intermittent for a while. I spent 2 days figuring out that it's like, oh, if I type characters in the body of the messages I'm sending it that are in multiples of 4, it gives me garbage.
What?
Exactly.
Okay, hold on. In multiples of 4. So let's break this down. So if you did dear Rich, hope you're fine. That is all words in 4. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's got to be complete characters, including spaces, equal 4. Like if I would type AAA in, it would be fine. If I typed in AAAA, not so much.
Okay, so if you said the, it's fine. If you said
Yep.
hope, it's not.
Correct.
Whoa. No wonder it felt intermittent because you're never typing the same things. Is that how you found it? You started doing the same message?
Yeah, I was just sending a message and was typing 3 A's in for the subject and 4 A's in as the body because it was quick. And I'm like, oh, is it actually working? Is it sending? Am I getting it? And I'm like, why am I getting these weird? I'd get 2 weird characters back instead of the 4 that I sent. I'm like, what the heck is that? And then keep trying different combinations and found it was a multiple of 4. So that boggled my mind. And then I figured out I was doing stuff with base 64 encoding incorrectly.
Oh.
Because a valid base 64 message length, if it's encoded, are always multiples of 4. So if you have exactly the right 4, you're fine. If you have less than a multiples of 4, the last 4 bytes will have equal signs that equal out that 4th multiple. Does that make sense?
No, I'm still confused, Ryan. What?
So if you have a word that's called, if it's base 64, you're encoding the word the, right? It's only 3 characters.
Yes.
To be a valid base 64 thing, it's going to be whatever it encodes to, and then it would be with an equals at the end to give us the 4th.
Okay, so they're going to put an equal in as a placeholder for the 4th character.
100%.
Okay.
And if say you got 5 characters in there, well, there'll be 3 equals at the end because you got to get to 8 is the next multiple of 4.
Got it.
So I was hitting this and it was encoding things that were not base 64 strings. So my detection failed.
Oh.
So I wasn't going through and saying, hey, I didn't identify a string as a base 64 or not correctly.
What was your output looking like on the other end?
Oh, it was garbage. I mean, it was like non-printable or it was an extended ASCII stuff, so it was over 128.
There we go.
So
Extended ASCII. It just looked like those weird characters.
100%. It's not like pet ASCII. Like on a pet, those characters have
Yeah.
extra lines and the neat stuff. But in other ASCII, they're like your extra characters for your German words, for your French words, just things that aren't printable, that kind of stuff. So it's like, wait, what just happened here? So that was really kind of annoying. So I'm still have to go fix that and go work through some unit tests. So actually, I need to start building some unit tests. I'm not just going, I want to type stuff in. I want it to actually work. But that was a couple days last weekend of like, what's going on? Why is it doing this? Programming fun, right? So I need to go clean up all my base 64 stuff. It's pretty terrible, and it just needs to be less terrible.
Well, I'm impressed that you found that. And I'm also kind of surprised some of the people that have downloaded didn't run into that, because you know how people are, right? They'll start really messing with things. So good on you getting ahead of them and finding your mistake. So golf clap.
Yeah. So that's coming. The release will be coming soon, but I need to go make this a little more rock solid and a little bit better than what it is. So that's this weekend's project. So
We'll just get ChatGPT to vibe code it for you.
yeah, it's I've been playing with some different models, not ChatGPT, but I'm using Olama and playing around just to go see what some of the stuff is. So I want to get smarter in AI. AI, if you love it or hate it, whatever, it is here to stay, right? So Olama is a open source tool that you can actually run models locally if you want to, or you could use their API and it'll send it out to their cloud and you can pay them. So it's another provider. But so I've been playing with about four different models at this point to try to see. That's what this morning's been like. Wonder what this one does. Wonder what this one does. And then found another tool for my Mac it'll tell me how much memory is being used, how much graphics memory is being used, how's my GPU being hit, how much power am I using on my Mac, and all of that stuff. So it's been a very interesting thing. So far, I really like the Qwen 3 coder. Has been a pretty good model. It uses a lot of memory, but it's giving me decent responses. I just downloaded something called GLM 47 Flash. It's not bad. It takes a lot longer to get a response back than the Qwen coder, but uses a little less memory. And I downloaded CodeLlama and StarCoder 2. StarCoder 2 was less than what those other two did, and I haven't played with CodeLlama yet. Just passing in things like, hey, make an Amiga OS 3.2 C routine that would detect base 64 is kind of what I'm going with, and seeing what it spits out.
I just made a joke about using AI, but that is, as we've talked in some past episodes, as I've been doing the basic thing, I've been using Claude to help me understand codes, what they've done, and things along those lines, kind of as a little mentor. We should maybe like and subscribe. Let us know below if you want a retro AI episode, because I also saw someone released on GitHub a C64 type programming interface for tying to your LLM. So I haven't dug into it at all. It was just something that popped up on the Facebook C64, and I grabbed a screenshot of it to look at later. So who knows? That might be a future episode to see how we use AI in our retro journeys.
Yeah, my experience has been hit or miss. Most of it's like I'm putting stuff in there and going, why is this not working? And then sometimes it tells me, yeah, you shouldn't do this, or this isn't what you should do. Or I'll put in things like, what is this really doing? If I'll find a code snippet somewhere and it'll break it down for me. So it's been a learning tool. I've been actually using it quite a bit as a learning tool as well. None of my code is really just spit it out and dump it in and hope. Well, a little bit of the base 64 code has been, and we see where that got me. So I need to go look at that a little bit more.
I think everyone who utilizes it, or at least everyone who is utilizing some AI, should always keep the trust and verify statement in their brain. Get your output, trust and verify. I think is a very easy way to look at that.
Definitely. Well, going back to the main path. So, what are you up to this weekend?
Okay. So Ryan knows I've been traveling, started a new job, and there's travel involved. Whereas my other job, I was just at home all the time. So I'll be gone sometimes 3, 4 days, and then I'm here. And then, of course, I got to catch up. I have done nothing retro, folks. I haven't worked on one machine. I haven't finished anything. This weekend is shop cleanup and record. And that's what was keeping me on track, was pushing YouTubes out. So I am going to get back on track. By the time this drops, everyone, Larry, Jason, you guys can jump over to my YouTube channel, and there should be some new videos up that are from a long time ago. In other words, I got videos to make about things from a long time ago. So they should see. I've got to go through all my tools and get things organized. I was out there last night and I was like, oh, I just got stuff everywhere. I did that. I'm halfway through my, what do you call it? What is my gaming device called? The Steam Deck. I'm halfway through a Steam Deck repair where I use the hot air gun to remove a bumper switch and put a new one on. And I need to do the other side and take the bumper switch off and put a new one on. So I'm going to wrap that up and then start getting some recordings done. I've got things to work on. I've got projects to do, and I've got to dig deep and find the motivation and just make it happen instead of getting caught up in all the other little things in life. So that's my weekend, Ryan. I'm resetting. Maybe I'm turning off the C64 and I'm turning it back on, baby.
All right. Well, I definitely want to hear how this switch replacement or the button replacement goes on the Steam Deck. See if everything works when you get it all back together.
I don't know if it will, dude. It was so hard. I had to stop. The first one was so hard. It was so hard. It's so small. It's little bitty pads, and the switch is like a grain. It's like a grain of rice. I know it's not a grain of rice. It's like 4 grains of rice. It's so small, right? But yes, I'm hoping it gets to work. If not, Sarah will be having a Steam Deck that she can sell as refurbished parts. Or else I'll send it to Tronics Fixes. That's what I'll reach out to Tronic Fix and say, bro, I screwed mine up, fix it. But, I haven't anything hardware, but I did with my travels. One of the greatest things that we have is emulation. And that's what started for me, Ryan. Remember, you got me on this +4 that I bought at VCF East like 3 years ago. And so I just popped open the emulators. I played, I like that free 64 magazine I'm getting. And the last episode I brought with me on a trip was all about the game Ghetto Blaster. So, of course, I went and played it a little bit. And then I got a bug in my backside. I don't know. Have you ever heard of myhouse.wad?
No.
Okay.
I mean, .wads to me are like something you add into Doom.
You got it. You got it. It's a wad that's for Doom that has this weird little story about how it showed up on the wad pages. And I don't know if you've ever heard of the book House of Leaves. Have you ever heard of that? It's the most bizarre book in the world, dude. You're reading it, and sometimes you flip a page, and instead of words going left to right, they start to go in a circle, and they come down to the center. Or sometimes I can't forget what the name of that type of, it's nonlinear literature, I think is the word. But anyways, the book is bizarre. myhouse.wad is someone creating an adventure based on the book. And dude, it's almost like a freaking horror game, dude. And so I played that while I was on the road too. So I've just been gaming. And if anybody else here has played myhouse.wad, or if anybody here wants to play a really weird game where they push the limits of how Doom can work and work on different levels and work in different scenes, it is a unique experience you need to experience once if you're into that kind of stuff. I don't know if I'll play it again. It's kind of weird and it kind of freaks you out while you're playing it. But I had a really good time emulating these past couple weeks. And that's just kind of where I've been.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with emulation. I think it's great. I think it's fantastic to have both options available to you. Because you know what? I'm not carrying around in a suitcase when I'm traveling.
What?
An Amiga 4000 or a 2000. It's just not going to fit, right? And a monitor, which is like, so it's just not happening. It's just really not.
Dude, you been playing any games? What do you? I mean, I've been game heavy. Even Neuromancer, I went back into. What have you been up to?
So I finally got to a point last weekend. I got frustrated with this whole base 64 thing, right?
Oh, I bet.
And I'm like, I'm gonna go play some games and just forget about the world for it was like a day. I spent a half a day or so. And I busted out. I heard of, I think it was the Retro Hour podcast. They were talking about some Amiga stuff and a game called James Pond. So it is a play on James Bond, just like you
Okay.
would think. So it opens up. The game launches with like the MGM thing that opens as like James Bond movies, but
Oh,
what it has this,
cool.
and it's underwater. It's a fish guy, and he is the hero trying to save the underwater area from whatever the board is. Like the one is you got to rescue the fish and get them out of the area because toxic waste is about to be dumped into that area. Or hey, someone's drilling an oil rig and you got to go set some charges at the bottom of it to blow it up so they don't spill oil all over. So it's kind of an interesting thing. I'm really bad at it. So I was lucky to get to level 4 and then I just die but there's so much thing. There's like evil fish coming. There's people. There's like it's a pelican. If you got too close to the top of the water, would grab you and fly you to a different section of the thing I'm like, no, I don't want to be over there. I want to be back over here. And there's definitely little things to pick up. It's actually kind of amusing. The sound's pretty cool. Yeah, I just was playing that going, it is cool because they have we have a joystick with one button and it works with a joystick and one button. And that's perfect. That's my level. I can handle this. I don't need 400 buttons to figure out what I'm not doing. So it's just, I'm trying to play something different or continue playing something and get better at it and I think that should be something we talk about here.
Yeah.
We can't fix it all. We can't work on it all. We need to actually, why are we doing all this if we're not enjoying our machines to do something fun?
That's a really good observation. And I was thinking that while you were talking about taking a break, that sometimes, we do all this hardware repair and all these hardware mods. And sometimes we need to remember to play the game. I agree completely. That's a really good. Now, is this a new release Amiga game or is this an old school released Amiga game?
Oh, it's an old school. So I think it came back, I'm going to guess around 90s because there were 3 of them released on the Amiga platform itself. There's James Pond, which is the first one. I forget what the second one is. The third one's called James Pond Robocod.
Oh,
so
like RoboCop?
Yeah. So he has he can extend out in his arms. Oh yeah, definitely. And he's wearing the little magnetic armor like RoboCop. Yeah, definitely. So they did a really good job. I never played these when they came out. I didn't even know they existed. And then the other Retro Hour podcast was talking about it. I'm like, all right, I got to try this. And tracked it down, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of amusing. Graphics are great. It's fun. It's hard, but all these games were hard at that time, I think.
And by the way, I'm going to throw this in the show notes. The Retro Hour podcast. I have never heard of them. I just dropped it in, Ryan, so it'll be there when we publish, everyone, but you can go check them out too, like I'm going to go check them out. So yeah, that's really great that, we both need to take more advantage of doing fun things with our computers. Dear listener, we have talked about some projects about linking us from, outside of this internet world that we live in back to that retro linkage, whether that be IRC or whether that be with some BBS stuff. So hopefully in the future, we'll have some stuff like that. Because again, that's using our equipment instead of just working on our equipment.
Great. Dear listener, you can't see, but you see this big wall of machines behind me. Yeah, they don't get turned on often, unfortunately.
Well, tippy tap below, everyone. What do you like to do? And what is something we should check out that's outside of doing repairs and mods and maintenance that you like to do with your machine when you do stuff. And yeah, just like I still keep my budget on my Commodore 64. I've been keeping that up. It kind of motivates me to be a little bit more financially accountable.
I, I'd use Quicken on my Mac, but as the it's getting ready to renew again for another year, and as I see that price, I'm like, I wonder if I could go track down Phasar for the Amiga and just start moving everything over there. But
Ooh, Ryan, whoa! You got me interested. I need ways to use my Amiga more, and let me tell you, doing budgeting on the C64 is fun, but it is 40 columns. It is slow. What's this Phasar?
it's an accounting program. It looks like an early Quicken kind of thing that you can actually go put all your put all your stuff in. I don't know a ton about it because I never really used it. I know it exists and I thought about using it. And then I have Quicken and I click a button and it downloads all the crap from my bank and then I can budget it.
Yeah.
And it's just a little bit easier.
Oh, of course it's easier. Of course.
Sure.
Of course. I mean, but yes, but sometimes, it's just about having the fun of using something different. But yeah, okay, I'm going to check that out too. I'm going to take a look and pop out the old 500 and do that.
Yeah, I'm assuming it'll work fine. I'll be very interested to hear how it works for you. It looks like there's a couple versions. I don't know what the latest version ever released was, but
yeah, it's out there. Just
download
figure it out.
Yeah,
there you go. Oh, well, I think everybody who saw the title of this episode, Valentine's Day is right upon us. And I know I've got a nice little dinner set up with the fiance. We're going to go to the Saltgrass and have a nice little Valentine's meal. And what are you going to get up to this weekend, right?
We tend to not go out over Valentine's Day weekend itself because it's so crazy and everything's packed and all that good happiness. So we tend to shift it a little bit and then go out to dinner some other time or go make something.
Oh,
like a decent thing.
That would be fun. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, we're very low key, but have a good time. So that's all that really matters.
Well, I hope all of you have a great Valentine or had a great Valentine's by the time you're listening to this episode and had a great time with your loved ones is all I can say.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. Well, what did I pick up yesterday? Do you know what I picked up?
What'd you get?
I got Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yes!
The omnibus. Like five stories, 6 stories, all in one book.
That is great. Ryan, have you not read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy in the past?
I have not read the books. I've watched the movie.
Oh.
Which is really good. I've never read the books.
Oh.
And I have not finished the episode. You gave me this little mini series of like 6 episodes or something on DVD.
Yeah.
I have not even finished those yet.
Okay. You're going to find the mini series is very in line with the book as a adaptation. And the movie you're going to find was not completely in line with the book as an adaptation. And you're going to see the differences. I'm really excited you're going down this journey of reading the guide.
Yeah, it's I have one book ahead of it in my queue right now. But I'm really looking forward to it. I've never read it. I've quoted stuff out of it and I'm like, I gotta read this. Someone on Facebook had it posted, picked it up the whole omnibus for like $2. It was like a 15-minute drive from my house. I had to do it for $2. I'm like, sure, let's do this.
$2?
Yes.
Who all remembers that from a movie? Let me know if that rang a bell for anybody. $2.
Nice.
We talk about movie clips and things. So yeah, I have no books on my list per se. Oh, you say that. I've been listening to Dungeon Crawler Carl on Audible. Have you heard of this one, Ryan?
80s read part of it, but it didn't fit her wheelhouse.
Oh, it fits my wheelhouse.
I bet it does.
It fits big time. Larry, you need to go check out Dungeon Crawler Carl and see what you think of that one. It is, I think they got 8 books so far. I'm almost done with book 2. It is
Nice.
definitely worth it. Wow, we're turning into a book review podcast here in a minute. But yes, hey, it's all good. It all fits in together. It's all the things we love that we don't want to do. So I'm super happy. Well,
Yeah,
folks,
no,
what are the books y'all are reading? I need to really, I need to branch out more. I found out about Dungeon Crawler Carl. Now that you say this, I'm pretty sure Amy told me about that.
I think she did, and she thought it was interesting to a point, but just not what she's targeting. Another one that's going on. Unfortunately, I think the sale will be over by the time this posts. But Humble Bundle partnered with Wizards of the Coast and has a fantasy or Forgotten Realms book series. It's like 40 books for $18 throughout the Forgotten Realms. They're older books. So I'm currently reading the there's books about Elminster, the wizard, the mage from Forgotten Realms. I've read the first 2. I've gotten them from Amazon, but this one has the first 5 in EPUB format as part of the collection. So
Oh,
I'm going through book 3 right now. So I'm into that. So Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy will be after I finish this book. But there are so many other series in this collection. It's like 40 books. And a lot of them rate pretty high. Some of them, not so much. But
yeah.
$18 for 40 bucks. Yeah, okay.
Ryan, I can't believe you didn't force me to buy that Humble Bundle. He always sends me Humble Bundles, everybody.
Well, just wait. It's coming. I'm going to send that to you here momentarily because you can't pass that up.
It's like my Steam library. Oh, that's a really good deal. Let me buy that. And then it just keeps adding into the things that I have.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, if you wait long enough, like here in a minute, you might have a link to it as we talk. Just helping.
All right, everyone. And I don't, yeah, we probably won't have this out by then, but I'll have all the Forgotten Realm books by the time we get together next time, and I'll have more digital stuff.
Okay, I think when this goes to.
Mr. Ryan, I think that brings me to a conclusion about some catch-up items, and I hope next time to have a lot more retro to talk about.
I think we're doing great. We have a nice wide range of things this time, and I appreciate our conversation and everyone else joining in our conversation. Have an amazing day.
Bye.